Welcome to Dialogue Box on Blossomnigeria. We are making progress, and we know that as we put in more effort into all that we are doing through our contributions, our comments, our opinions, and even addressing different challenges in the government sector, private sector, we know that Nigeria is definitely moving forward and making progress in the right direction. And thank you so much for being a part of those who are contributing their own quota to making a difference in nation building. Wow, this morning we'll be addressing leadership issues in Nigeria using the All Progressives Congress, that's the APC, as a case study. How is it, why is it a major challenge for Nigeria sometimes in certain cases for them to have smooth transition to different leadership positions? There are different matters, court cases, issues with, oh, you are not the one, several. So we want to look at some of those areas today, address those areas today, not from a partisan point of view, but from an objective point of view. And we believe you can also contribute your quota by suggesting, sending us your thoughts and your opinion on what you think achieve a better leadership process and give it all that it requires in working towards a hitch-free transition process when it comes to any time of change or let's use how do we call it now, maybe they want to change from one office to the other. There should be no cases, and we should work towards going or living above such. So, but before we move on, we also want to commend those that we said yesterday that Shell Oil Company has done a lot for its support for the COVID-19 treatment, working with the Lagos State Government in ensuring that there are specific equipment donated to the Lagos State Government to treat COVID-19 patients. I want to say a big thank you to Shell Oil Company for that, and all other bodies, individuals who are still contributing their own resources to the treatment of COVID-19 patients. And don't forget that we talked about the fact that all that we require in Nigeria is to work towards solving the challenges in the health sector. It is not about just setting up test centers, and like we commented and we took time to address yesterday, the fact that in the northern part of the country and even beyond, everywhere we are, we should work towards having a safer society, a healthier society, and a COVID-19 free society. So now, talking about our topic for today, our area of discussion, we would like you to be a major part of this, an active audience in sending us your thoughts, your comments on how we think we can achieve a smooth process in any form of change in our leadership sector in Nigeria. First of all, let me just give us a background. Just a second. We have an aspect that can give us a summary of what we are talking about, as several political leadership tussle has gripped the ruling political party, All Progressives Congress. Since the crisis between the former party national chairman Oshiomhole and the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, the tussle has led to several leadership factions emanating from the party. So now we are seeing a situation where acting national chairman of the party is, we have about 4 right now who are claiming ownership or trying to say that they are the legal candidates to be chairman of the party right now. So but that we know should not be the ideal situation. So what should be done to ensure that everything that concerns a transition between one tenure to the other should be hitch-free? And for this, we also have several areas where, like in Edo State, we got reports yesterday that the APC chairman Anselm Ojezua declared that the party primaries are illegal, and he also wrote to the commissioner of police. So those were some of the areas where reports were coming in, sending signals that there was still tension in the air. Then also, the president also made very, very crucial efforts to meet with the APC governors at the presidential villa that same yesterday, that's on Monday, to resolve the ongoing party challenges, the ongoing party crisis. So all that is coming to us, in addition to the fact that Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu has also been declared winner of the controversial Edo State APC party primaries that also emanated from the state yesterday, and this was by, or it was over, there was a different committee that was set up for this, and the chairman of that committee was the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, and he was the one that declared Osage Ize-Iyamu as the flag bearer for party in Edo State. So we are working towards ensuring that every one of us, wherever you are not a setback, you are not a blockade, but you are contributing your quota. And everywhere we are, whether we are holding political positions or we are citizens, we are responsible, we are fully committed to the objectives that are on ground. So for giving the APC a very negative outlook, what do you think should be the way forward? And we also have more reports that even in Rivers State there are different signals coming. We have in Rivers State there is a report that alleged Rotimi Amechi, that's the former governor of Rivers State, he has also a camp that announced the suspension of Igochukwu Abuma as the caretaker committee chairman and announced Sokonte Davis as a replacement for him. Then we also got reports that yesterday there were protests in the APC secretariat as some members demand the sack of the National Working Committees, that's the NWC, for lack of effectiveness. They said they were not effective, so there was no need having them. So several reports, conflicting signals getting to us, and these are not good at all. So what can we do to bring about a smooth process and achieve better leadership for our country? We don't want what will come up in a bigger scale that can engulf the country and lead to conflict, lead to violence, lead to unnecessary protest. So what should be done to bring about, to rein in all the different signals that are not working in line with what is obtainable or what is expected in the party right now? So APC will serve as a microcosm of the bigger system that is Nigeria as a nation. So with what is happening in APC, you are suggesting, you are sending your opinion, not because you are an APC party member or a flag bearer, but because you are working at seeing a better system in the country and across all the states, and even other political parties can learn from it, because we believe that whatever is happening is also a means of giving all other people that are watching lesson. They can learn lessons, they can get some very good points to apply to their own situation, so that the same mistakes will not again. So with what is happening in the APC right now, what do you think should be the way forward, and how do you think they should work towards having a hitch-free leadership system in Nigeria, looking at what is happening in All Progressives Congress APC? You can send us your comments, you can send us your thoughts, you can talk to us, and we also have our in-house analyst, that's what we call him, Barrister Prince Uzemi Olomwagbodo. He will be calling in to join us and also send us his opinion today. So we look forward to receiving his call and also getting his live comments and opinion. So now I look forward to hearing from you immediately. I call it with immediate effect. It requires all the urgency you can think about. Don't say, oh, APC is not for me, it's for they know themselves. No, this is Nigeria, and we are looking at having a stronger Nigeria, a smoother Nigeria, that even if there are disagreements within the system, it shouldn't get to an extent where everybody is trying to, form a segment, create another angle, or form a kind of, we call some of them cabals. We shouldn't have that, because if that is still happening, that means as a country, a lot more needs to be done to achieve an effective leadership system. So send us your thoughts. All right, I have some comments here. Okay, our analyst has already sent one of his opinion. He said, great topic. He said, I can't see the join button. I'm sure that we are working on helping him solve that particular challenge. So we can see that feedback, and we'll work towards resolving it immediately, with immediate effect. So every other person, send your thoughts, send your comments, and tell us what you think will help Nigeria achieve a smoother leadership process. And with what is happening in the APC, like we said earlier, it's not just about the party and whoever is having an issue right now. Don't forget, whoever is there right now, they are all Nigerians. And if these are the things that are still happening within such a party, that means as a country in Nigeria, we still need to pay more attention to working on having smooth, hitch-free leadership system. So talk to us. We are waiting to hear from you. And don't forget that as we are doing all of this, like we said earlier, we are all contributing our quota. We are all making a difference. And don't look at yours as small. No matter what you think you are contributing, it is needed, it is essential, and is a valid one to help the country better, to be better, stronger. So now, I thought I saw some more comments. I'm giving you more opportunity to send in your comments now while we get a call and analysis from Barrister Prince Ize-Iyamu. Is he ready? Okay. Is he on? Barrister Prince. Is he with us? Okay. Barrister Prince, we're waiting to hear from you. All right, okay. Good morning and welcome, Barrister Prince Ize-Iyamu, for being a very strong analyst on Dialogue Box on Blossomnigeria. So you are welcome on board.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Now we have, we're addressing leadership issues in Nigeria as a case study. So we are talking about the several conflicting signals coming from the ruling political party right now. It simply means, it's a pointer to the fact that a lot more needs to be done to achieve a better leadership system and a smoother transition process. So with what is happening, what do you think should be a kind of a way to give us a more a refined system that don't need to get to this extent before they come together to maybe have a unified front?
Well, the solution to these issues that we're having with leadership in our political parties in the whole system in Nigeria actually boils down to the fact that Nigeria is a country that lacks strong institutions and a strong corporate governance culture. What I am trying to say is that because we build our institutions around personalities and not to run with the system, we have a situation where the persons become like leadership cults that are devoid of any ideology, devoid of any known way of operating, that are prone to switching ship, jumping ship immediately there's any sign of trouble. Now, all of this could only happen where the system is not on some sort of autopilot. When a system is on autopilot, it is a system where strong institutions and a strong corporate governance culture is internalized into that system. So what I am saying in essence is that a system that has strong rules governing it, there is a
Hello, can you
situation
hear us?
where there is some sort of leadership. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I was saying that the solution to Nigeria's problems is for us to build strong institutions and a strong corporate governance culture. In essence, what I'm saying is that we should have institutions that run on autopilot, institutions that are not built around the personalities of the leaders, institutions that don't have to crumble immediately the leader departs, institutions that are based on ideologies. What we have today in Nigeria is that politicians, members of the political parties, they don't operate on any set ideology. That is why someone who calls himself a progressive can easily move to a party that has been termed to be a conservative party without having any hitching. What that means is that there was a dearth, there was a lack of ideology in the first place. If not, if you actually believe in progressive ideals, if you believe in a progressive philosophy, it shouldn't be that easy for you to move to a party that is termed to be a conservative party, or a party that actually is antithetical, or a party that is opposite to what you believe in. So what we are having in Nigeria that is causing so much of these leadership issues is that Nigeria is not built on strong institutions. Nigeria is not on autopilot. Nigeria is built around personalities. And these personalities, they are like a cult of following, that every time the personality decides to move, the structure crumbles because there wasn't any structure in the first place. The structure was the man. And when the man moves, the pseudo structure all crumble. So the solution is for Nigeria to consciously build its leadership structures, for Nigeria to consciously build its institutions on a strong platform that even when that leader is absent, that institution can run. If for Nigeria to build institutions on a strong corporate governance structure that basically runs on autopilot, where everything is defined, where, for example, you define things like funding, you define things like screening, you define things like candidature, you define things like contesting, you define things like donations. That is the kind of leadership structure that we need to have to solve all the leadership problems up and down.
Okay, now talking about the ideological stance you took, that most of our parties are not based on ideology. And that is why it's easy from one camp to defect to the other, because it is based on personalities. So how do you think we can address such leadership issues? Because like we're talking about today, that's one of the reasons why some of these leadership crises keep persisting. So what do you think should be done to take care of that challenge and bring about a more matured leadership in the country?
The first thing that our political parties need to do is to put in place strong constitutions. That means a strong body of rules that guide all and every of their operations. I mentioned some things earlier, like funding, like candidature, like elections, like even the administration of the party. All of this should be codified in a constitution. And this constitution should, as much as possible, cover different ends, cover different functions of that political party. But a situation where we have a lax constitution in a political party, it gives room for brigandage. It gives room for persons to hijack the structure because there wasn't any structure in the first place. So what political parties need to do is to come up with a strong body of rules, a constitution that guides each and every of their operation. You don't just go ahead to, excuse me, excuse me. You don't just go ahead to screen out it without
I think
for to contest elections. So the rules have been there. If the rules are been internalized into the party, then nobody will feel disgruntled. The person that has been screened out, we know that it was because of I couldn't meet the minimum for contesting. Feel like I was unfairly screened out. The national chairman or the state chairman didn't like my face, my candidature. Now, this only happens where we have a system where there is not a strong body of rules. So the first thing that the political parties need to work on is their constitution. Make your constitution expansive and strong enough to cover for all and every eventuality. We know that there are some novel situations that will come up from time to time. But if we have a constitution or we have constitutions in our political parties that get amended from time to time, it cover for as much as of those novel situations as possible. So a strong constitution, first of all, is the ground norm and is a way forward for political parties in Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. But you see this as the current crisis that has engulfed the APC right now, with different factions, different people laying claim to even the national chairmanship is a major challenge right now. So what will be your counsel to the APC right now to help them in achieving a smoother system that can even work in the upcoming elections in Edo State, Ondo State, and other states? So what do you think the APC should do at this point?
Like I said, it's very simple. A situation where 4 different persons are coming out to claim national chairmanship of the All Progressives Congress is a tragedy. It only goes to buttress the fact of what I've been saying, that the party does not have strong institutions on ground. A party must have a defined succession planning structure, a defined succession planning system, a system that says that if so-and-so officer is not on ground, the next person in line should take over. Now, a situation where in the APC, we are having someone who is a deputy national secretary of the party, in the person of Victor Giadom, coming out to claim chairmanship of the party. I think that only speaks to the fact that the APC has not institutionalized its structures in the way that it should be. I believe that the constitution of the party should have made provision that if the national chairman is unavailable, suspended, terminated in any way, such person should take over. If that person is unavailable, that next person should take over. But a situation where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is jumping out to claim chairmanship of the party, it doesn't speak well at all. So I think the APC needs to go back to the drawing board to draw up a constitution and a body of rules that guide all and every of its activities and covers for every lacuna that, like the one that we are seeing currently.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Barrister. You have given us a very beautiful analysis, and we believe that with this, we can talk to the APC and all other bodies that are involved right now. Like he has said, the parties need to work on stronger constitutions, and the ideology of each party should be very, very strong. We are not just talking about having a personality-based political party, like he said. So for that, Barrister Prince, thank you so much. We really appreciate your analysis. So we have some very key points that have been given to us, and like we were saying, to work. It's not just for the APC, because it's a general challenge that is still engulfing Nigeria as a nation. Most political parties are still personalities based. Most of them are still not very strong with constitution and different other areas where they should give attention to. So we, like we said from the beginning, should use what is happening in the APC right now as a means into seeing what can also happen in Party B or Party C, because we are working with the same set of Nigerians, in quotes, they are still Nigerians. So what is happening here can also happen the other way. So take that cue. Constitution-based political parties that are also ideological, not just based on political personalities. Now we have some comments here. We have Nduka who wrote in here, said, good morning, Blossomnigeria. Great topic. Leadership is often about doing the things that most other people don't like doing. So conflict resolution is one of those things, but leaders must confront the tension head on. So they should not wait, but rather activate the conflict before circumstances get out of hand. So he's advising that every system that has leaders should also work towards conflict resolution. And for you to resolve conflict, you must address the issues head on and ensure that every aspect of it, you are looking into it. Then we have Coco here saying that conflict is an inevitable part of life and occurs naturally during our daily activities. There will always be differences of opinion or disagreement between individuals and groups. So rather than impose your ideology, influence, hierarchy, or rank, respect the unique differences in people and learn to see things from different points of view so you can better understand how to avoid conflict in the future. This is great. But like what Barrister Prince just said, if we are to work with what he said, then the influence can be achieved more from having strong political systems that are based on ideologies. And for the parties, they must have strong constitutions. What should make up a party like APC? So that we don't have a situation where somebody can lay claim to the national chairmanship because he thinks he was the deputy national secretary. If the constitution guiding that aspect is not strong enough, that is why we will see or hear things like that. So we also have more comments coming in, then some other signs and signals also letting us know that we are on the right track. So we can tell every other political party, because this is what it takes to run a system that is hitch-free, even though Coco said that conflict is an inevitable part of the human system, but conflict can also be avoided and conflict can be better managed. So thank you so much for all your comments, your thoughts, and we are also working towards in our content. We also give ourselves into the our Facebook page. When you visit our Facebook page, you'll see our content. So what we have now, we upload. You can always view, send in more comments. One of them. Don't forget to keep following us on Facebook and visit our website, www.blossomnigeria.com. And as we do all of this, we have already stated from the very beginning that it's not about looking at a party as, oh, you are not doing well enough or you are a weak link, but how to achieve a stronger leadership system that can be hitch-free, a system that can be better refined and work towards a more unified front so that we can avoid areas and things like this. All right. Now, before we go, we have a very wonderful announcement for you. Every Friday, we'll be having a special edition on Dialogue Box tagged Let's Talk Presidency. And that is based on the fact that more people are letting us know that some candidates that are being nominated for the 2023 election are gradually coming on the public fronts, the public media. But even with that, they want us to analyze some of these candidates and see how we can weigh them and check if they are really the right candidates for Nigerians to consider for the upcoming election. So with this, every Friday, we'll look at a candidate that has been nominated and we can analyze. We can look at the candidate from every aspect of maybe governance, administration, and the rest. And we are starting this journey and we will take you through to 2023. So it's starting this Friday. Don't forget, always join us every Friday for that. And don't also forget that we on Dialogue Box we here every Monday to Friday. The Friday is dedicated to Let's Talk Presidency. So all the issues that are emanating from the society, our aim is to talk the nation in the right direction. So for what we have done this morning is to give a word of counsel to the political party APC that is still currently trying to resolve issues around having to settle different candidates and different personalities. So what we are saying is that for the APC, strengthen your constitution, give your ideology a stronger stance, and work on giving every member of the political party a mindset. And what is a mindset? They are stakeholders. They are not people that will just like defect or decamp because things didn't move in their, maybe in the direction they wanted. Political parties or politics generally will or is better and stronger than that. So give more opportunity for differing opinions, but then you are still a member of that party because of the ideology, the constitution holding you, and all that you also have to contribute. Don't forget, you are a major contributor to nation building. As Jim Ben is sending his comment now, we'll take more. Keep the comments coming. It's a nice program. Thanks for contributing immensely towards nation building. Thank you so much too. So we give ourselves to working effectively towards achieving a stronger Nigeria, a greater Nigeria. And we will also get you to subscribe to our YouTube channel on tagged Blossomnigeria and invite people. You can invite people, share our posts, invite people to our Facebook group. So all this we are doing because we know that Nigeria deserves it, and Nigeria can actually get better. So this is Dialogue Box on Blossomnigeria. Thank you so much for joining us today. We had a wonderful time with you.